Hello, hello, hello. I'm back for another stream. Yeah. Plan for today is looking at the editor grid. That should be doable today. And then we're finally back to the terrain. Because the editor grid was mentioned in the Discord that it's not working, which I already knew it was on my list, but I always postponed it. But might as well do it now before we dive way back into the terrain, which takes way longer. And I think it should be fairly simple to do the fix for the terrain, for the editor grid, but let's see. Actually, I want to first see where the editor grid is in terms of the render graph. Okay. That looks scuffed. Oh, okay, it's because that one is a little bit off. Fascinating. Okay. Oh, the sensitivity is a little bit too high, I would say here. Okay. So the editor grid is here, which probably is wrong. How about if I move the editor grid past here? So for that we need to change a couple of things. Debug draw task. Edit grid. I'm wondering if it probably should be renamed. But yeah, it's like a 2 in, 1 out, I guess. Which probably we would need to redo a little bit then. Something along those lines. Can I remove that already? Yes, I can. Like that, I guess. And then the only thing we need is kind of that one. Which again is a little bit unfortunate, but Debug. No, editor grid. Yeah, I guess I need those. Where is the grid.o shader? Guess. Let's do that. Let's move it into its own subfolder. Okay. That should be fine. Grid render graph node. Probably that. We probably need the command buffer, where we have the command buffer already. We need this, I'm not quite sure. Render graph context. Oh, that's ugly as her. Oh, it's probably because of the... Never mind, it's probably because of the split. Okay, we have that. On begin frame. Kinda. I think that works. The question is... No, I think that's good enough. We just need to adjust a little bit the rest. But I guess we could do... Why not? It looks better. Alright. Is my... Oh yeah, my stream is... Or is it live? Oh yeah, we are live, okay. Good. That all looks fine. Alright. What else can we do? I guess now I would need to adjust the render graph itself. If this state render graphs, that one. Can I just continue? I guess not. Okay, then we need to fix that. I think it's the fact that the pin is wrong, probably. But it would anyways be nice if that can be handled a little bit more gracefully. So let's see, where does it fail? Oh, where? Where is my stack trace? Where the hell was my stack trace? There it is. So I guess this instantly fails. Which technically I guess is correct to fail here. Get local node ID for pin. Oh, it's because yeah, I think I know why it happens. Not sure how to fix it yet. I think I'm maybe a little bit too aggressive here with the handling of this. But I guess in the deserialize, maybe it's valid to assert here. I'm not quite sure what the best way would be for this. Maybe we do a here out node graph. Get node. pin by ID? That all asserts. Okay, so first of all, let's maybe do the usual. Okay. But then the question is, so add edge, get local node ID for pin. Is that a public function? No. Is new link valid? Would fail as well, okay. So I basically would want, well, that's a const probably. Then we basically copy this one. Yeah. So I guess where this one is. Let's do that if Onyx is editor. Well, actually, let's do it if we are not retail, I guess. Well, that doesn't even matter. Yeah, no, let's do only an editor. We don't crash, basically. Then we just not do that. Let's do a warning. That could work, right? In the sense that that should now just continue doing stuff, but ignore basically the rest. Should still load our render graph now correctly. Okay. Oh. Alright, let's fix those. That is a bunch of fixing here. But might as well do that because it's still nicer to do it than not do it. And we need to eventually fix all of that anyway. So might as well do that now. And I mean, in theory, all of those should be automatically fixed anyways. More or less. Up in direction. Valid. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not really what I wanted to do today, but again, kinda had to. Eventually, I have to do all of those anyways, as I said, because we changed to Clang format, so we now have all of those renames to do. And I said that once I touch a file, I do the rename, so might as well do that now. Color. Okay. Okay. Save all of those. I mean, probably that's not good enough, right? Mm-hmm. Not quite sure why it wouldn't have changed those. Sometimes it does that. Mm. That's annoying. Guess, can I do that automatically? No. guess it's around. I guess we could even refactor that a little bit more while I'm there. Something like that should work, right? Probably. Can only be a couple of more hours until everything is fixed. Can be made static. Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, we're back. That was faster than I thought. All right. Unfortunate. Update editor node. Get node for pin. So I guess we got a warning probe, right? Yeah. A missing pin. Okay. $501. But then it tries. Why would that fail? Shouldn't that work? Shouldn't that work? What is the node here? Composite path. Local ID. And then fixed pin. Oh, that should work. That should work. I'm confused. Now, is it maybe because we have it linked? Then no. The input pin is connected, yeah. Hmm. The composite part linked to this. And that is an output of the editor scene grid part. Still should be fine. I mean, that is not quite fine, I guess. But I would want to get this running, even if it doesn't connect, right? I would want to get this running. But I'm wondering, wait, why would that not work? Why is that not there? Diagraph, serializer. Oh, where was this edge? Here. But that should be fine then, right? Well, even this should be fine. I'm still not quite sure why that would fail. Because realistically that doesn't make a difference. Well, I'm not quite sure which one failed, right? So might as well. Which one fails? The 2-pin fails. Okay. Hex to, well, that's similar to hex. But I need like proper hex. Beta not found. Ah, here. But why would that not be there? Wait, is it because maybe... Is it maybe because... Let's go... How do we go there? Fixed pin... That... No. node? Probably. Deserialize pins. Or maybe that's not a fail condition then. Well, we can still do that, but then we do a continue here. Well, actually we just do nothing here, right? Success. So that should probably be an error, right? And that should probably be an error, but if we don't find the local pin, I think it's fine. Probably. Question is it then valid, right? Because I think that might open up now an invalid case where we have like no pin ID for it. How did I do? Why did I do that? Hmm. But how can that even be? Hold on. Because that should be valid. That's fine. M node 14. By what does it get? Try to get it? Node ID. That has an ID, but it's maybe not the one we are looking for. How does that happen? Yeah, it's not quite the same. I'm wondering how that happens. Default render graph. Yeah, it's not quite the same. I'm wondering where that is coming from. I think it happens already the second time that this occurs, and I have no idea why. It's very weird. Okay, getting painful ID. Reroute links. Yeah. Can remember. But I guess we shouldn't restore that then in this case. Probably somewhere. Type node graph edit context. editor links. Yeah, that's not it. Okay. On node created here. Probably. It's basically only if basically if that is valid. Why is that the thing, right? Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's just painful. Well, I guess this is happening, right? I guess that's what kind of breaks. It's not. So where is it then? Pushed. Why is it here? It might be. Can I maybe just do a has pin? this. If that is the case. Okay. And let's reroute nodes. If edit context has pin oops. Perfect. Maybe we are now back in business. That's all stuff that I didn't plan to do, god damn it. I didn't know that it's like so fragile to change a node. But I mean, good to know. And good to fix. God damn it. Wait, I thought I'm not doing that anymore. What? Oh, that's the reroute nodes. That's the reroute links. But now, right? Surely it works now. It works. And I mean, that's exactly how I would have wanted it. Perfect. Okay, nice. But now we take that. Can I delete that? Can I delete that? Okay, I can delete that. That's fine, I guess. Fine. Might be horribly. Oh, that's what I thought it might happen. Oh, it's this again. Okay, let's try to fix that. Node graph editor. On node. Do we have the context here? Or where is the context? Maybe not here. Hi. It's not here as well, right? Is it? Oh no, it is here maybe. On node delete. Okay, yeah. Local node ID. And before we do that, I would want to get all the pins for a node. Like get node for local, get local node ID for pin. No, that's not what I want. Get node. It's a local node ID. Yeah, okay, that's it. And then for each of the pins, which it would be nice if we can just loop over them, right? But I guess I didn't do that yet. So I guess we have to do it the ugly way. Really? Oh yeah, okay. Actually I don't really care for that. That should do it. Hopefully. Let's see. Hopefully with that I can delete a node finally. That was as well a bug on the list. Yeah, that's kind of scuffed, right? Let's see, let's save that first and then let's see to add the other thing. Okay, so that worked. Let's see if it actually worked. Hey, what's up? It's going okay. A little bit of work that I didn't intend to do. Usual. Fixing some bug in the render graph. Well, in the node editor. Ah, that's weird. Why is that broken? Something's off here. Hey. Cool. I wonder how that could be. Why would that be broken? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm pretty sure it's going in here, in here, in here, and in here. What is the local read extension? That one I don't know, but yeah. Dynamic rendering I can only recommend. Yeah, that's what I wanted to look into today, but then I stumbled upon this beauty here with the render graph saving and loading. So I changed a node and it seems like that is not very well supported currently. So I would want to get that somewhat better, and it's kind of working, but not really. Is it actually broken now? Probably, right? Yeah. Kinda busted. Well, is it busted? Yeah, probably. I'm wondering where that's coming from. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, subpasses are mostly for that. Subpasses are mostly for tile-based renderers. I'm wondering, I mean, is it easy to debug? Probably not, right? Is it meta? It kinda would be, I think. The meta one. Let's actually... You know what? What I will try to do is this. Let's see what happens if I do that. Does that now just crash or what? Oh no, it's on the wrong screen. Cool. For whatever reason. Okay, so open. Okay. That looks decent. So it's probably just something with the reroute that was wrong. But then why does that crash? Because that shouldn't do anything. Why is that suddenly a problem? What the hell? What's the function? Get physical device properties. Am I not doing that? Oh, maybe not. But even then, this is probably irrelevant for that thing. But it at least silences one error, probably. Yeah. But then why is that not working anymore? Oh, I know why. I know why. Composite task. Or composite shader. Definitely don't want to do this anymore. Right? Probably this anymore. And then composite task. We should as well not find that. Oh well. Yeah, we already do that. Okay, good. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? We're not... Yeah, we're not really reading anyways out of that. Yeah, it resolved itself with some antibiotics. All good. Thanks for asking, though. Okay, well, that is unfortunate. Oh, well, we are still blending the grid. Oh, where? Like for final color, font texture, and color. Yeah, I worked. Well, I took 1 day sick leave, and then I think it was the weekend already or something like that. I'm not sure. Can't remember anymore, but yeah. No, it was over the weekend, yeah, because I went on Friday to the doctor and then it went away. Okay, so we're back almost in business. So then, oh yeah, I wanted to build the render graph, of course. So here, what we will do is we will forward that into the editor scene grid. Then we get our beautiful view constants, put them here. And that's about it, I think. And then we save that. And I doubt that this will already render. Correctly. Because I think I need one more thing, which we currently can't do in the UI. Which is if we go here, pipeline, kinda like that. I think it's like that. That might be already good enough. Unfortunate. It's probably some weird ass thing that I did wrong again. It's probably somewhere a stupid error in the JSON, I would assume. Otherwise I wouldn't know what would go wrong. Oh, we cannot do that for now. And let's see if that okay, that doesn't render as well. Create shader instance. Oh yeah, of course. Of course. So I guess we can restore that. Because it's not that. We need to go here. Oh, data. Shaders. This one, move it. God damn it. Okay. I mean, there is stuff going on. There is a grid because there is a blue line here. So there is definitely something going on. But it's probably not. Something is not right? Clearly. Well, one thing for sure is that that is probably wrong, right? But I'm not sure if that is the reason that it looks like it. Well, it definitely looks a little bit better. And then I'm not sure if the Spacing of the grid is good. Where is my grid? Ah, here. Scale. Yeah, that's probably not good enough, right? Let's do something like that, I don't know. Audio and video is a bit out of sync. That's weird. But I mean, it says today that it's a little bit unstable. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. Yeah, I just removed the grid composite. While the composite shader I think is a little bit outdated, to be honest. The idea, and I'm not even sure if it was correct. It was just a quick thing early on in the day. But basically, the composite was intended that it takes like various textures. Usually you have that in a deferred renderer where you have a composite part where you have the G buffer and the lighting textures and stuff like that, and then you composite everything together. But I think as I'm using a forward renderer, it probably is not needed. And maybe it can even be done with like just render targets. That composite shader is like one thing I did when I barely knew anything about rendering yet. So I'm not sure if it's even correct. It currently works most of the time, but I don't think it's correct. And I don't think I need to do the grid in here because I can, as you see, I can do the grid just with render passes and compositing on top of the texture. Even though it currently doesn't work, but I'm not quite sure why it doesn't work yet, but we will probably find out. Let's do this here. Let's do this here. And then clip space depth. Far and near. I think it's the problem that this, right? So this is like a 65,000. Is it that or is it 0.1 my near plan? Well, actually I think I have it, right? View constant. Don't I have that? Yeah, near and far. If you don't mind, can you explain how the depth buffer works? What do you mean with I write the gradient to it? Well, I mean, that's what the rendering itself does, right? I'm not really doing anything specific there. Not sure, I can try my best, but then again, be aware that I'm by no means an expert. I think that's wrong, right? Yeah. Okay, I need to look at that. In grid shader. Well, it seems like the grid shader doesn't work anyways. Ah, that one. If I remember correctly, that was to write a depth value there, so that. But again, I think that is no longer needed now. But because it was running. Okay, let's actually explain that with Render graph, maybe. Is that the render graph? Let's hope it is, otherwise it crashes. Or actually, let's take the old. Well, I'm not sure if that loads. Let's not. So, before I changed it, the editor grid was running here next to the static mesh path. Like still like after or like before, but basically at the same time as the static mesh path. And then we composited it on top. So why I needed the depth writing here is that if the grid writes itself with a depth value where it would be according to the word, right? So if it's where is our 0 point? So here is our 0 point, right? Here it would write a depth value of whatever the 0 point would be. And then if a static mesh would be before it in the camera view, then we would clip, like not render it anymore. It's like for depth ordering. And yeah, usually you write at like the whole depth texture is a gradient, right? It goes either from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. Maybe there's even one that goes from negative. No, I think it's always like 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, I would say. And what, like usually, yeah, either like 0 is close to the camera or 1 is close to the camera, and then you most of the time not linearly but like exponentially fade it out over distance, as far as I know. So we basically have to do the same thing. It has to write the gradient out. I'm actually not sure where I got that shader from, to be honest, because it's not the one from the blog post. That was the idea, yeah, that you like both of the passes right into the depth texture, and it's not combined like it's always like a min or max operation, right? Depending on how you set up your pipeline. I think in my case, I think 0 is at the camera and 1 is at the far plane. So the closer, like the lower you are in the value, the closer to the camera you are, and that fragment basically wins. But I don't think this whole thing works for my case anymore. I think this whole shader is not... Or is it working? I'm not sure. This unproject is as well a little bit sus. So let's assume that works. I don't know. I might even have RenderDoc. I could look at RenderDoc, maybe that would help, right? Regardless of that. Maybe that's wrong. I think that is wrong. I think that's the old way of the clip, like far depth texture. Is it in few constants? Yeah, linear depth. See, I think that is more it. Well, kinda. I think I don't get the same. It's like I'm by far no expert on this thing, so it's a little bit needing to read up again. But then again, I'm not even sure if I want to keep that. Because I think I want to change it to the other shader anyways. The best grid or darn grid. Yeah, I do think I wanted to get that anyways, because basically we have it running back, right? I mean, it's running, it's just not rendering correctly. But you can clearly see that we have a grid because we have like the lines here. I'm not quite sure what's happening, why it's grayish. So it feels like it renders the grid. Just weird. Is that 0, 0? Yeah, it is 0, 0. So I mean, that all works, it seems. It's just that for whatever reason it's a little bit scuffed. I mean, what's definitely weird, like, maybe let's get rid of that for now, because I don't think I have the depth texture even attached. But I mean, that probably doesn't do a whole lot, yeah. It's probably something here that's wrong. Maybe because this was probably intended to be on the texture renderer and not directly onto the other render target. Because that is a little... that is a little sus. That will always override whatever we had. And like wash it out. Yeah. I think it's not just that, I think even that already, like this whole override of the color here. Probably wrong. Or it's the blend value actually. Maybe it's like one of those as well. Although I think that should be fine. Because that's basically the same as we do here, right? And there it works. Debug raw shader. How does that work? I mean, here we do basically... I think we do a discard, right? Yeah. I guess maybe... something like that might already be better. Okay, well, maybe not. What a unfortunate. one more try. But yeah. Okay, let's I guess let's kill that. Let's just do a discard. And I guess that should give us the plane view, hopefully again. Yeah, okay. Good. Not washed out. Perfect. What happens if I do out color? Then it's probably all red, right? Did I not save? I didn't save. Okay. I did save. Okay. Shouldn't that work? I am confused. Oh, because of the discard, probably. Yeah. Stupid me. Okay, well, that's a beautiful white thing. That's what I kind of assumed it would be. Okay. Because it's a full screen quad. Which I'm not sure if that's the smartest thing, but yeah, let's see. Do we do that today? Probably. Well, at least we start with it. Where is this beautiful? I think this is the final one, right? I think it is. Yeah. And he has the shader toy thing here as well, which is probably the closest one we want. So he says he does a raycast, but why does he do a raycast? Can't I just do that? Let's see. Let's be stupid and let's put that in there. All right. And then the idea would be just calling that, I think, for now. Let's see what happens if we just call that with the frag chord, right? I mean, what could go wrong if we do that? Probably a lot, to be honest. But then it's just the color, right? That returns a color, I assume. Well, I see it here. Well, it returns a float. The invert code is a bit overcomplicated for that. Ah, yeah, that's fair, yeah. He probably does, yeah. Okay, he does just let's see. Let's do one thing. Let's do color. GL frag chord. X, Y, I guess. Is it that? Maybe. Probably horribly wrong. And oh yeah, of course. What the hell happened? Okay, and that's just white. Perfect. It's 1 times that. Okay, well, let's try that. 1 times that. But I think that will probably result in the same thing that I just had. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's do that smaller for now. But I think I would need to read up. Oh, okay, well, that killed it, kinda. Cool. Oops. Probably it's not that easy, because I probably need to do the whole vertex shader better. Similar to his vertex shader. But currently I use a full screen pass. But then again, I mean, he does it as well, but he does a raycast, which I don't really want. Calculate the ray for pixel and then it intersects that with T. But does he even use that here? He doesn't. So I think we could do it closer to that. Let's try that. Let's do where is that? Probably actually in debug the raw shader. Exactly. Kinda like that, but not really. I mean, maybe. That might be the position, right? That might be the word position. I'm really bad at that still. Those parts of the shaders are still a little bit bizarre to me with the NDC and clip pause and everything. Still not solid with that. That might be kind of that part. And then mid. What is N? Where is N? Oh, here, N10 grid ratio, okay. I mean, let's take that. Do lighting, we don't care. That will override our grid for now, our whole path, I think. And then the UV would be... Where is the UV? Oh, it doesn't exist. I think I had that already, because doing this here, this shader is broken, right? I think I can remember. Yeah. Which is fun. Which is fun. Okay, well, that's a stupid thing. Okay, let's see. Here he has the vertex stuff. He uses a mesh as far as I remember. For the vertex thing, at least, I think. Line with X and Y is 0.01. Okay, that's very small, I guess. And then he just does an frag quad UV. That's the grid. And then he does the base color. Line color grid and... Ah, okay. So I guess we would discard if the grid is empty, right? So I guess he just does that. Yeah, the lerp is yeah, kind of blending. I mean, yeah. Blending between the base color, which is probably black, and the line color, based on the grid line alpha. But then it's basically So this one. Which let's do float underscore line with X. Let's do that for now. And line with Y. We would want to have that like data driven, but and let's do GR record for now. Let's get rid of that again. And then if grid equals 0, and we discard. Otherwise it's basically that's our alpha. And we do, let's do 0x ff like white for now. Oh, well, that doesn't work right. 1 1 1, I guess. But then, well, okay, now that works, right? Yeah, that needs to be a back 2. Will that work? Probably not, right? Yeah. Well, I typoed. Good. Where did I? No. Alright, it's not even used. Great. Oh, and then UV doesn't exist, of course. But I think XY is probably, well, is GR record a 2D or a GR record? How did I do that? I think it's 3D, right? Oh yeah, X and Z is, or X and Y is UV, right? Did I save? Probably not. Oh no, I did, but 15. Great. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I do think that is not really helping, probably. Yeah. I'm probably just making it smaller won't help either. So how does his Unity version then work? Unity object to clip pause. Oh, and then he... okay. I see. Well, I kind of see, maybe. Maybe that is not straight up usable for a full grid. No. Full screen space shader. At least not with the vertex shader that I have. I think this is a problem. Could I assume? Well, that is maybe as well. grid positions are in clipped space. But is that even correct? 1 1 minus 1 minus. Isn't it like the other way around? But I mean, that probably just flip it, so it doesn't really matter. We're not using any of those, so maybe that should be fine. Can I have another dog? That is the question. Okay, I do have a render dog running. Okay, so that is a full screen quad. And it's a full screen quad. In X and Y position, which is probably why it's wrong. Right? Because we probably want X and Z. Is that why it's wrong? Maybe. I think we will continue with that tomorrow. I need to look up this shader a little bit more. Yeah, it's about time. And I think I need to read that a little bit more in depth again. But then again, I do think it's just my vertex shader that's wrong. I think this returns something wrong because probably don't like this shader. I think if I remember correctly and reading that correctly, it assumes a mesh. And yeah, we don't have that. I have a full screen quad. And probably it's currently wrongly oriented, I would assume. I think currently it's just straight in front of the camera instead of like lying flat in the XZ plane. And I think that is what breaks it. But my shader math is really bad, so I don't intend to fiddle around with that yet now. Because that looks fine if we use the clip pos, but I'm not sure if that is correct, but I think it is. Because at least in Redadoc that looks fine, but then it, like as I said, I think it should be like that and not like that. So I think those coordinates should be in the Z coordinate here, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong, because here it's not as far. So maybe that's not it. Yeah, maybe that's not actually it. Maybe my UVs are just wrong. Wait, if that... Isn't that... UVs are 0 to 1 or -1? No, like... I mean, that maybe, but it might be it, right? So if... Flip pos... Let's try. I think I did a mistake somewhere. Okay. Grid 44. Oh, I don't. Okay. Well, I guess what we could do is... Oh, well, it's UV constant, right? We have it. Why? It's wrongly oriented, but it's there. Question is now... what do I do? Okay. I mean... Where? Oh, maybe I need to do clip pos xz here, right? That might make sense. Does that make sense? No. Almost. We're onto it somehow, but not quite. How does he decide which... If the word... Well, x, y, okay. What do I do in my... Wait. Debug, draw... Oh, shader, what do I return as the frag position? Ah, see. So that might be better. Grid. Move that there. Let's kill all of that crap. And then we need to go to grid task. I think I need to change that to 3. Yeah. Onto it. That might actually be better. Damn it. Or that would have been too nice if that would have worked. Oh well, maybe. Yeah, no, that might still be correct, but yeah. Yeah, I do think I need to do something else there for it to work, but we're closer than before. Alright, I will still call it a day, but yeah, that is exactly what I thought, that it's in front of the camera, not lying flat. So we will do the rest tomorrow, but we are closer to it. I think it's still probably that one, because that assumes always that it's in front. Well, or it's this one here. Might actually be this, that I'm not allowed to use this clip pose here right away. Because the clip pose is always in front of the camera, right? I assume. Alright. Yeah, thank you very much. Same to you. We will be back tomorrow, but probably a little bit later than today. I'm not sure, because we have some plans to do some stuff in the apartment. So there's that, but shouldn't take too long. And then I should be able to stream. Otherwise, well, no, I will definitely stream tomorrow, but otherwise, if I'm late and you're not here, what's up, then we will see each other maybe on Sunday. Have a nice evening as well. And yeah, hope to see some of you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye bye.